Hey y'all,
Welcome back to my channel. I said, hey.
Welcome back to my channel. I forgot to clap. I gotta start over.
You sure did.
Hey y'all.
Welcome back to my channel.
I said, hey. Welcome back to my channel. There we go. Okay. Hey y'all, I'm Jazmyn W. Welcome back to my channel. This is my Ready to Love reaction video. Listen, my videos be good. You already know. Please go ahead and subscribe. At some point, you might jump off of this video. So go ahead and subscribe right now to my channel. Thank y'all so much for 4,000 subscribers. I'm really excited. I'm trying to think about what I'm going to record this weekend to kind of celebrate. I don't know. We'll see.
Nothing.
Y'all know I like to jump right into it. But first, I must tell you that I have a podcast called Colored Couch Conversations, where I sit down with a woman of color every week and we talk about everything from our success, our failures, trending topics. I ask them random questions, and we also give advice at the end of the episode in what I like to call the Keep It Real Corner. The episode that came out this week was with one of my friends. She's a social media influencer, entrepreneur, and mukbanger. She has over 330,000 subscribers here on YouTube. So check her out. Her name is Tosh.Fro. And a new episode will be out next week with one of my friends who is works for one of the largest media companies in the world. And she's a wine expert, and she has a book on wines and science. We classy. Anyway, go ahead and subscribe to Colored Couch Conversations, my podcast, as well. I would really appreciate it. You can listen to it on Google, Apple, or Spotify. One more thing I must let y'all know. I have a pretty good following on TikTok, and the girls asked me to put together a makeup masterclass because, yes, I used to be a makeup artist and I know all my tips and tricks, and I can save you from walking into Nordstrom's and Sephora Honey and MAC and have you spend all of your coins. Okay, so I just want to do a live get ready with me. The tickets are on my website, comedianjazmynw.com. They're only $3.50. And when have you ever paid $3.50 for some tips and a personal communication about your own makeup bag? Never. Anyway, let's jump right into it. Thank y'all for letting me drop my commercials in there because, hey, I mean, I'm a black woman out here trying to make it. Y'all gotta listen to my commercials. Let's jump into Ready to Love episode 7. I really enjoyed this episode. There were lots of twists and turns, lots of conversaciones, honey.
Girl.
So let's jump right into the relaciones. I used to speak Spanish too, but I forgot. Let's start with Naya and Edwin. We started the episode with Naya and Edwin having a conversation about, you know, their potential to be compatible or whatever. And Naya said, you know what, Edwin, what I like about you is your stability. Girl, you only like Edwin because he's financially stable. Edwin is not even really mentally stable. He's not going to therapy. And he's gone through a lot of trauma in his life, okay? What is stable about Edwin besides his pocketbook, honey? Yeah, he has a stable career, stable income, but that's all that you know about him that's stable, right? Like, I think I know more about Edwin at this point on the show than she knew about him, and she talked about his stability. Girl, bye. Naya was laughing so hard at Edwin's jokes, honey. Naya was laughing like Edwin was Steve Harvey
in the morning
or Cedric the Entertainer, honey. Naya was laughing at Edwin like he was Eddie Murphy, child. Every time he said something, she
right?
Girl, stop. Like Jamie Foxx used to say, honey, stop all of that. Because Edwin, you know Edwin ain't even that funny, honey. Okay? That tripped me out, y'all. I was really laughing. What do the old people say? Naya was laying it on thick, honey.
Molasses.
Naya is the new peanut butter, honey. As thick as that was, she was laying it on Edwin, honey, like chunky peanut butter spread, babe. She said, when Edwin complimented her eyes, she said, oh, these pretty kitty eyes match this pretty kitty. Girl,
get you and your meow.
Girl, anyway, Naya. Oh my gosh. You know what? When I first started watching the show, I really liked Naya a lot. I thought she was really sweet, really kind. And we all saw that wasn't the real Naya.
Right?
Naya ended the show. She got booted off the show this week. She's talking about authenticity. But you haven't been authentic throughout the whole show, Naya. You was the opposite of a Sour Patch Kid because you started off sweet and ended sour. Sour Patch Kids need to pay me some money. Because you started sweet and you ended sour, Naya. That's exactly what you did. And we don't like that. We don't like that. You weren't authentic. If you were authentic, you would have told Chris how you really felt. If you were authentic, you would have not been laying it on to Edwin so quick when he said that he's a provider. You know? If you were authentic, when you got booted off the show tonight, you would not have said that you had a boyfriend waiting on you, honey, and a lot of other men's lined up. Baby, stop.
Please stop.
Stop. I don't really want to go in on Naya like that because I feel like she's dealing with some personal things that she needs to address, but she talked about you can say it to the couch. What did Peanut have to do with this? Peanut was just here to give you the bad news because he wasn't in a relationship with you at all. Why are you mad at Peanut? Because all of the men made a decision to boot you off of the show.
Don't shoot the messenger.
Girl, bye. And you know what else I didn't like? You know what else wasn't authentic? Naya. When Peanut told you that Chris must have been into you more than you were into him, she said, oh, yeah. Like, you didn't know Chris was into you. Like, you wasn't talking to Chris about your pretty kitty. Like, you didn't have your tongue all the way down Chris's throat, neck, all the way to his shiny chest, honey. So stop. Let's stop. And you know, I really feel bad for Chris because you hurt his feelings. A lot of people out here didn't feel bad for Chris.
Nope.
Because Chris said he wanted to split the bills, right? But I do believe that if Chris was in a committed relationship and somebody said, listen, you're going to have to do more than that, he was willing to make adjustments. Naya wasn't willing to make adjustments, right? I'm not saying that you have to settle for somebody who like wants to or who don't want to split the bills with you, but somebody who compromises is worth a lot more than somebody who turns sour after they've showed you that they were sweet the whole time. And at the end of the episode, we saw why Naya is single. And I said this last week. As soon as she doesn't get what she wants, she turns sour. And I'm pretty sure she probably turned sour on every single man she'd have been with, y'all.
Ooh.
The last thing on Naya is she said, I'm sure, you know, Chris was swept off his feet because you come on the show with a lot of beautiful ladies and you got to snag one of the baddest.
Girl. Okay, girl. Naya. Okay.
Naya, all of the girls are bad. All of the girls are bad and beautiful, bad bougie. Like, all of the girls are fine. Especially all of the girls left. Not all of the girls on the show in the beginning. No shade. Let's move on to Edwin. Edwin had a very busy episode, didn't he? The first thing I will say is there was a scene where Edwin was jogging with Brian. Edwin, you can't jog with Brian, baby.
At all.
I said, what Edwin doing? You slowing Brian down. Edwin trying to jog with him.
Okay.
And then Edwin talking about, I guess I should do a couple of push-ups here while I have some time to myself. He doing push-ups on the floor before Joy come over before they date. Edwin, that was cute. That was really cute or whatever. Edwin had a date with Joy. He said that was his sexual chocolate yoga studio. Listen, I think Edwin seems like a really nice guy. He really does. He seems like, you know, a really nice guy. He seems romantic some.
Sort of.
But I don't know why the sexual chocolate yoga studio made me uncomfortable. Did that make y'all uncomfortable when y'all was watching it?
Yes.
He said this was tantric yoga. I'm a yogi. Okay, before COVID, I was doing yoga 3 or 4 times a week. Okay, so I'm familiar with all types of yoga. You know, I miss it a lot. I try to do it at home. It just don't hit the same. Okay, and some of the moves, okay, could give you tantric yoga vibes, right? And
no,
you can't just make up your own. He was talking about, this is put your back on my back. It symbolizes the strength I'ma have to, whenever you need something, you're gonna be able to lean right up. I don't know what it is about Edwin. It just made me a little bit uncomfortable. Just for me. I'm not saying that he was doing anything wrong, nothing like that. You know, stuff like that is really cute when you really know somebody. When you're really comfortable with somebody. If my husband told me right now, come here, sit in my lap real quick, I was like, okay, let me come. Sit in your lap, okay? But if a man that, you know, you just been dating for 2 weeks tells you to come sit in your lap, I'm like, Boy, I'm about to come sit in your lap. Period. Like, no, you don't even know me like that for me to come sit in your lap face to face. Like, come on now. Like, you really have to have a really great physical connection with somebody to really enjoy that, to feel comfortable and everything. And Joy said if it got too sexual, I'm going to bounce back to my room, which let us all know that, and we can all see Joy's demeanor, that was probably a little bit too much for her at that moment. Not saying that doesn't mean that Joy is prude. It just means that she needs somebody that she's very comfortable with before she goes there. Now we know if that was Naya would have been like genuine. She would have like stretched her leg up over her head and everything, child. But that's not Naya. This is Joy. I just thought I thought it was a little bit too much. I'm sorry. After that, Joy said that Edwin had a childlike innocence. Baby, where? We just saw that Edwin has a complete grown man aura about him. Baby, he just felt you up. He just felt on your thighs. You talk about a childlike innocence. No, he's playful. There's nothing childlike about him. That's all I got to say. Anyway, in Nephew Tommy's neighborhood, or Nephew Tommy's nook, or whatever they call it, babe, at the end of the episode when all the men get together, Edwin said, "Joy's the light of my life," and Jay spit out his cocktail, honey. He spit out his Crown Royal. He spit out his Hennessy, didn't he? He said, excuse me? Because he said, oh, I didn't know that. When did she become the light of your life, Edwin? Because let me know. Let me find out. That was all the notes that I had on Edwin this episode. One thing I will say, since we're in between folks right now, the scene where they're at the table and they were freestyling. If black people gonna do one thing when we bored, it's freestyle. Black people, don't give us 10 minutes of silence, because we gonna freestyle, honey. Especially if you from Texas. This is in Houston, Texas. Baby, it's I done came down. I done came through. You that's just all that we do. I just don't know. Does everybody do that? It's definitely a Texas thing, I think. You know, and it's always that chopped and screwed. It's always the same beat, too. That's the only beat we know for freestyling is I done came down.
Yeah.
I done came through.
Hey.
I don't like you. I ain't effing with you. Goddamn. Like, that's all that it is. I had to get that off my chest. Since we're on the topic of Edwin and Joy, let's move on to Joy. Let's move on to Joy. Did y'all see the way that Joy looks at Jay? Joy looks Jay directly into his eyes, honey.
She do.
She really, really likes him. She really, really connects with Jay. And I really hope that Jay really likes Joy back. Because I don't know what it is about Jay. And he even told Joy today, he's like, oh, look at my friend. And she's like, I'm your friend. And he said, do you want to be? She said, no. Period. I wonder if Jay sees Joy as more of a friend than a partner. He spit out his Cavassier when Edwin said that Joy was the light of his life. But does he want to just keep Joy for himself, or does he really want a relationship with her? Because he seems to be sort of playing the field a lot, with Winter and stuff like that. So I'm just wondering where his head is at. He's very hard to read. He's not easy to read. So yeah, that was the only thing I had to say about Joy this week. As far as Jay goes, okay. You know what? As far as Jay goes this week, I really like Jay. I do think that he's very hard to read, which can be a lot confusing for women. I think Jay needs to come forward and express how he feels more about the women and let them know that their place as far as how he's feeling. Because Edwin, you can see Edwin is not shy about showing how he feels, and women like that. Women like that forwardness. But Jay, you keeping everything to yourself, baby. Listen, you better
step it up.
Come on, Ty Mayweather, or what did they call him? Mayweather Reese. Mayweather Diggs, or whatever they called him, honey. I don't know. I call him Tyrese Weather. Shoot. Anyway, he better come with the transparency, is what I'm saying. Adriana, okay? Adriana was not a star this episode, but she was all up on Khalfani. What happened to Adriana and Peanut? It looks like they're going to connect next week, but we haven't seen Adriana flirt with Peanut this episode or last episode. So I'm wondering what's going on there, girl. I thought he was your number one boo, but now you all snuggled up onto Khalfani's pecs.
Right.
The only thing I will say is I think Adriana is just on the show for exposure. I don't really know if she's really into Khalfani like that. She doesn't really seem really into Khalfani. She doesn't really seem into Rasheed either. So I'm just curious as to, where her head is. So anyway, moving on to Khalfani. One thing that Khalfani said that I found confusing is Khalfani said the woman he typically ends up with chooses him. And he's like, okay, what? So how many times have you settled, Khalfani?
Woo, child.
That don't make no sense. You said the woman that you end up with chooses you, and you're just like, okay, that's cool. So you mean somebody Professor Ogilvy'd you? Like they ran you down and beat you down to be with them, and you just said okay because you settled after 8 or 9 months of them chasing you? Or what happened there? I don't understand that.
Me either.
Especially somebody who's tall, dark, handsome. Why would you settle for somebody who just chose you? This don't make no sense to me. I think you lying about that. I don't know.
Yep.
Khalfani and Adriana were snuggled up outside on the patio, and Denise walked by twice. Not once, Denise, but twice. Talk about, And she wasn't even like far away from me. They were right here. She's talking about, Girl, if you don't get out of my face, we not over here kissing, making out. We wasn't over here hunching, okay? Just calm down. Why are you pressed about this? I didn't understand that at all. I love the way that Khalfani went to Denise and said, listen, baby, I'm a lot of things, but one thing I ain't is a mind reader, okay? Period. Khalfani put her right in her place, didn't he? He had to. But you know what? She liked that. I like the fact that he stood up for himself and said, we're all here to find love. Why are you tripping? And I think that's exactly what makes Khalfani and Denise a really good match. I think that if Khalfani, and I know exactly what type of woman Adriana is, I think that if Khalfani had gotten that stern with Adriana, she would have liked it too. I mean, we all kind of like that. But she would have probably been a little bit more sensitive. And Denise is not sensitive like that. You can tell her straight up and she will take the feedback and make adjustments. Hopefully that's what we've seen her do so far, but hopefully she will continue to do that. I like the fact that Khalfani put Denise in her place. He didn't say anything wrong to her when he said, I'm not a mind reader, you have to stop that. When Adriana asked Khalfani what you like about me, or actually Winter asked Khalfani what he liked about Adriana, he said, I like her flow, her vibe, her energy, her look. What the hell is, what is that?
Nothing.
Her flow, her vibe, her energy, her look. What the hell is a flow? How do you like somebody's flow? She ain't a rapper. No, there's nothing of substance there at all. That just lets me know that Khalfani has a deeper connection, in my opinion, with Denise. Actual connection with Denise and a physical connection with Adriana.
Yep.
In my opinion. Let me know what y'all think. Okay? And last on Adriana and Khalfani, I'm trying to figure out how Khalfani was freestyling at the table. And Adriana said, oh, I'm hot after that. What about a freestyle makes you hot, Adriana? Y'all will literally just say anything on TV. Like, ooh, I'm hot now. Please tell me the producers cut that up. And you was talking about the moments you spent with him on the couch and not the fact that he was freestyling. Because ain't nothing hot about freestyling. I'm sorry. Dudes did that at the cafeteria table. I have never even been in middle school or high school and seen somebody freestyle at the cafeteria table and one of my friends or another girl say, that was sexy. No, we just said, okay, anyway, what we about to do next? Nobody cares about that. That was weird. Weird flex, but okay. Next, moving on to Alex and Brian. Alex let us know this episode that she was in an abusive relationship for 3 years. That is a very vulnerable thing to say. Not only to Brian, but on television. It's just a very vulnerable thing to say. I hope that Alex has gone to therapy. Again, I've said that I think she's really beautiful. I think she's sweet. I love her energy. You can tell that Alex is introverted, which is totally okay, guys. She don't have to hang out with everybody else. She likes her time alone. You can tell she's being authentic, right? But she said she was in an abusive relationship for 3 years. And Brian said, oh, wow, for real?
No substance at all.
Okay, so what you like to do on the weekend? What? Oh, my God. No. Brian is very superficial. I'm sorry. Brian is funny. He's good to kiki with. Brian is not ready to love. Why did my mama call me today and confirm that Brian was wearing a hairpiece? She was like, that's a hairpiece. She said Brian needed to link up with Trump because his hairpiece was looking real good.
Wow.
She said, and you know what? Whoever does Brian's hairpiece is doing a really good job. Like,
They
it
are.
looks good. We just know weave, okay? But you get around a few white women, they ain't gonna know the difference. He's somebody you want to have a good time with, but not somebody you want to be in a relationship with, which is really sad because he's 45 years old. So it's time for him to really prioritize a relationship if that's what he wants. I think Brian really is on the show for exposure. He cares about his image. He said, nephew Tommy said, do you think it's getting stronger or weaker? He said streaker, and I laughed out loud. I'm not even gonna lie to you. That was hilarious. And this sentence here also shows that Alex was right about the fact that Brian is not a good listener. And Alex's friend ended up being right about her feelings about Brian. Because Peanut knew that Alex's mom was being taken care of by her father after a terrible accident. Brian didn't even know that. My bad, y'all. My little battery died. Anyway, so Simone went to Rasheed and asked him on a date this week. I thought that was very gutsy of her, especially because she's going to get eliminated if she don't ask nobody out because ain't nobody checking for her. One thing that I thought was interesting is Simone said, just let me know what you want me to wear.
Girl, bye.
First of all, this is not your boyfriend. He not in your closet. He don't know nothing you got. If I told my husband right now, let me know what you want me to wear, he say, girl, I do not know. Wear something red. Like, what is this? The 1960s? Girl, he don't know it. Wear whatever you want to wear, Simone. Golly. Oh my gosh. Peanut talking about, I said, I'm a car guy. So I said, we know you sell cars, Rasheed. We know you sell cars, Rasheed. We know you on the show so you can get your own car business off the ground because you ready to work for yourself and for your boss. Stop, okay? We already know you sell cars. I don't think the next time I'm going to want to buy a car, I say, you know who you need to call?
Peanut.
Love. Simone asked Rasheed on the date, what was your first experience with failure? And tell me how you handled that situation. Girl, this ain't no job interview.
Right.
What is wrong with you, Simone? This is not a job interview. I've never asked anybody that on a date ever in my life, and never would I advise anybody to do so ever. Y'all better not ask nobody that on no date. That is so stupid. I'm just sorry. Don't ask me job interview questions. If you want to know one thing that I failed at, just say, have you ever failed at something? Like, I failed at this. Share your experience first before you expect somebody to dive deep into their experience, because that makes it less of a job interview. Do I have to coach y'all? Who do I need to coach? Oprah. Do you need me to come over there?
No, we don't need you over here, baby.
Child, anyways, this review is getting a little bit too long. It's because I went in on Naya at the beginning. But anyway, the last couple things, I have two more. So Winter and Brian and Anthony, right? Winter went on a little cruise date with Brian. And Winter asked Brian, what do you like about me? He said, I like your style, your swag, and your thick thighs.
Boy, bye. Hang up.
I would have said, excuse me, sir, can we stop the boat? Turn it around, because I don't have time for this. What are you talking about, Brian? You like her style and her swag? Those are the same things. And her thighs. You didn't even throw in her eyes or her smile, skin, pretty skin, personality. I can't stand Brian. Oh my gosh. He's just... One thing we did learn, though, is that, Anthony also had a little conversation with Winter. He had a walk with her, and he really likes her. The way that he talked about her in Nephew's nap time,
Girl.
He had a lot of good things to say about her. And it was even better than what Brian had to say about her to her face. Let me do my little 1 minute rundown on everybody.
Okay? Good.
But let's see here. Nephew Tommy, y'all already know how I feel about Nephew Tommy. Adriana, I think Adriana doesn't know what she wants. I don't think she's here for love. Alex, I think Alex is ready to love. I really do honestly think she was ready to love. I hope she has gone to therapy or decides to go to therapy for some of her past experiences so that she can really heal and learn to open up and learn what not to look for in the next relationship. However, I don't think that there's somebody here for her. I think that she can just move through life and focus on herself and find the person that's right for her, because I think Alex is a really great catch. I personally don't like Anthony that much. It's not that I don't like Anthony. He's just kind of boring. He doesn't particularly have a great personality. It's probably because he grew up playing sports and he was very successful at that. So he probably didn't have to do much or say much in order to entice a woman. He's used his thick thighs his whole life to get women, and now he has to speak up and say something because the thick thighs will attract the woman, but it ain't gonna keep us around, honey. We look at them thick thighs, get what we need to get, and keep going, baby. Anyway. Brian, he's superficial. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell y'all. Denise. Anthony, I think in the nephew Tommy's Nook said that Denise was intellectual. You know, I still like Denise. I think she's too jealous. She needs to gain some security, some work on her breathing exercises and just breathing through the moments of jealousy and just understanding, you know, what she brings to the table. Because if you don't know what you bring to the table,
there ain't no table.
Man surely is not going to know what you bring to the table, honey. Edwin, y'all know Edwin, he's cool or whatever. I think he's fine. The moment that he had with Joy let me know that he is much more of a player than we anticipate.
Right.
Because you look at Edwin and you think, wow, he's sophisticated. He's lived. Why is he single? And it's because I think he might be a hoe. I don't know. I think he might be though.
Definitely.
And the sexual chocolate tantric yoga session let me know that he probably is a hoe. Jay's my favorite guy on the show. You know, I think he's a great catch. He might be 4'3", I think. I'm not exactly sure how tall he is. But I do think he's a really great catch, and him and Joy are the same height, so that's cute.
5'3".
Joy, great catch. I think she's beautiful, intelligent, classy. She's one of my favorite women on the show. I do like a lot of the girls that are left, though. I like Joy, Alex, and Winter a lot, you know? Anyway, Khalfani. You know, I wasn't really sure about Khalfani's personality, but the way he stood up to Denise let me know that Khalfani, he seems very transparent. He seems real. He seems authentic. But I don't know about his personality. Like, when does he ever joke, laugh? We saw him freestyle this episode. You know, I think he's opened up quite a bit. I just need to see more of him, I guess. They still got Christopher up on the website like he didn't get kicked off. Peanut, a.k.a. Rasheed. Rasheed, you know what? He was in my comments for the last review, and, you know, he has such a good personality. He really does. He looked like a peanut.
Planners.
But he does have a really good personality. You know, Peanut was married before and has a son and everything. It shows that he can be in a committed relationship. He's probably really ready to love. I just don't know if the right person is here because him and Simone's connection doesn't really feel right. And Adriana, she here for play. She's here for play completely. So I don't know if he's going to find love on this show. But he does sell cars. So if y'all need a Chrysler 300 or something like that, honey, hit him up. Simone needs another lawyer. Simone needs a 75-year-old white dude. I don't know why. It's just something about her. She needs somebody she's going to have to spoon feed in a few years. Because, babe, she likes to be in control way too much. And Winter, y'all know I love Winter. I think Winter's one of the most authentic women on the show. Her and Joy for sure. And I think I don't know if somebody is on the show for Winter. I would really love to see more of Winter and Jay, to be honest, to see how they're gonna match up. But we'll see. Listen, next week they're gonna be kicking off one guy and one girl who I personally think are gonna go right now. I think that Anthony is gonna be the guy to get kicked off. And I think probably Simone.
Yep, maybe.
Anthony and Simone. But we'll see. I don't really know. It's tough because everybody's sort of mixing together at this point. Listen, if you haven't subscribed, baby, go ahead and subscribe. What I got to do?
It's too late now. Bye, y'all.
What do I got to do?